Hi, welcome back to the Studio of Art by Wendy. Today, I want to try drawing some real flowers as opposed to the more graphic type of flowers we've been practicing in my last two videos. It's a little viola, one of the first flowers that I've seen in the season. So come on, let's give it a try. So to get started, let's do a circle. Now, rather than a circle itself, this flower is shaped as an oval. So I started with an oval and began with the first petal. If you notice, I went outside of the oval. And this is something you'll have to decide as you work through the flower, petal by petal. There are going to be the odd pieces that are going to go outside or be slightly inside your starting circle. So I clean up the extra lines, and now it's time to draw the stem. I take my clue from the stem by its placement with the petals and its thickness and size based on the size of the petals. Using the stem as my first reference points, I can then begin to draw each of the leaves. Again, looking at the relationship of the size to the flower and also checking straight up and down and across to make sure things are kind of matched as they would be in the original drawing. One thing to note is you can see I'm working leaf by leaf around the stem, using it as a reference point. And this is the same way I did the flower itself. Each petal was drawn petal by petal, relating itself to the previous petal before moving on. I'd like you to note also that for the most part, I'm looking at the shape of the leaf. I'm not worried about the serrated edges as I draw each leaf and get their placement. Once you're happy with the size and shapes, now it's time to refine each of the elements. In my case, I chose to use a pen because I like to work with pen, and also I wanted you to have a better view of the difference between my pencil lines and my carefully rendered lines that I do in the second step. You can see often my pen work is slightly above, below, around the pencil lines. So now I'm adding details, not the inside the shapes. Basically, I'm concentrating on the outside of the shape, and then I'm going to go back and start adding some of the details that are there, those directional lines that help us understand things, as well as sharp shadow lines that I want to be sure to note. Once you've got your drawing ready, you can paint it or shade it. I chose to shade it with pencil just to give you an idea of what could be done and not detract with color. For the foreground, I chose to use a very simple thing rather than take from the drawing, just to give my flower some base. Also to notice I added a few extra lines to the flower itself, again to give it a little more life. Wendy teaches outdoor sketching classes in the summer, and she teaches in her studio and online throughout the year. Wendy produces original work in pencil and in watercolor. She completes commission work, particularly pet portraits, and produces cards and prints from some of her work.